Dave Birkett here, live from my home office here in suburban Detroit. The Detroit Lions' first pick in the 2020 draft is in, number 3 overall. They do not trade down. They take Ohio State cornerback Jeff Okuda. And if you followed any of my mock drafts, if you followed anything that I've written so far here this offseason, I think it's the right pick. Look, end of the day, the Lions had 3 solid choices on defense to choose from. Jeff Okuda, the cornerback that they ended up taking, Derek Brown, the defensive tackle from Auburn, throw Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker from Clemson, in that mix as well. I don't think they could have gone wrong, but I think Okuda is the right choice for reasons that I've laid out plenty of times so far, and that is he fills a need. He's the type of scheme fit the Lions like at the cornerback position. He has the type of football personality that the Lions like. I mean, this is a guy that loves football by all accounts. He's a tough guy. It means something to him. He's a good character, a high character guy. That's important to the Lions. And then most importantly, it's about the value of that position in today's NFL. Look, I don't think Derek Brown would have been a bad pick, a poor pick. I don't think Isaiah Simmons would have been a poor pick. But in today's NFL, the cornerback position is so much more valuable than some of the other spots. It, to me, is after the quarterback position. I think you could put cornerback right up there with defensive end and left tackle as the most important positions on the field. Jeff Okuda, look, I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Fame player, but I certainly know that he's one of the best cornerbacks to come out of the draft in a number of years. And it's rare that cornerbacks go in the top 5. He's the highest cornerback selected since Sean Springs in 1997. Sorry, I'm just reading a little email that came through about availability with Jeff Okuda. He is the highest cornerback selected since Sean Springs, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. When you look at cornerbacks that are taken this high in the draft, Jalen Ramsey, Patrick Peterson, Denzel Ward, the only 3 in the last 17 years to go that high, they've all lived up to expectations, essentially. I mean, those are 3 of the better cornerbacks in the game. So that should be the expectation for Jeff Okuda. Maybe not right out of the gate. Maybe he's not going to be a lockdown corner right out of the gate, but he's going to be a starter. He's going to be an impact player, and he joins with Desmond Trufant, and he joins with Justin Coleman to give the Lions what all of a sudden is a pretty good secondary. Okuda is going to be this team's number 1 cornerback in time. He's going to travel with number 1 receivers. He gives the Lions a lot of options, and I think they still could fill holes at some of those other positions later on in the draft. Chris right here writes, it's a shame that we couldn't keep Slay and put Okuda next to him. I understand that sentiment, but you saw Slay's comments. It just wasn't going to work out with Slay. Sorry, I'm just looking at this one more time to see when we have, I don't want to miss the conference call with Jeff Okuda. All right. So anyways, that's number 1. Number 2, the trade. We have to talk about the trade because I know there's a lot of people out there wondering. Look, there was so much smoke about the Lions trading down, right? New York and Miami and the Chargers and the Jaguars. It just seemed like there was so much smoke. And as I asked across the NFL today, what if they heard anything about the Lions people, and they said, nah, it sounds like smoke to me, man. They're trying to drum up interest in the pick. That seems like what it was for the Lions, that they wanted to trade, and I get that they wanted to trade, and if there was a deal there, they would have taken it. This wasn't about Bob Quinn asking too much. It was about the lack of other people wanting to go up and get that player at number 3, give up valuable draft assets at number 3. The quarterbacks, who knows what's going to go on with those guys, how much teams will value Tua, Justin Herbert, everyone. The offensive tackles, I know there's going to be a run on them here early, but you don't trade up. You don't give up so much to go get them at number 3. So ultimately, look, I think if there was a trade for the Lions to have, they would have had that at number 3. Okay, Bob Quinn was out there working the phones really for the past 2 months. But that trade wasn't there, so I have no problems with them going Okuda. I think it's the right pick. I mocked Jeff Okuda to the Lions all along, but I think he was the guy that he's the best blend of talent, value, and fit. I see there's a number of you guys out there that have questions. Nate's probably right that the COVID talk didn't help trade talks. You're right. No one could evaluate Tua. I think that handicapped the Lions a little bit in this draft, but I'm not sure that that would have completely erased all the medical concerns about Tua, given how the Lions, given all the questions about Tua's health. anyways, that's going to be it for now because we got a conference call here coming up shortly with Jeff Okudah. So I'm going to hop on that. Promise, though, we will do another video here on Facebook Live later. But I appreciate everyone hopping on. Just one last thing, John, you're replacing a Pro Bowl cornerback with a rookie cornerback make you want to win now? Again, it's beyond that, right? They had to get rid of Slay. It just wasn't working here. Jeff Okudah, the best cornerback available in this draft. I know some people liked CJ Henderson. Jeff Okudah fits the Lions. He's the best cornerback. He's the best for this team. So does it make you want to win now? Hey, it's a defensive playmaker. They needed that. I think their defense is better right now than it was last year. I think a lot of the moves they made to this point were lateral moves, but I think this is a step up for them. It helps that secondary. Now they have 5, I think, pretty good players in that secondary with Justin Coleman in the slot, Trufant, Okuda on the outside, Tracy Walker, who I think is a rising star in the back end, and then Deron Harmon, who's a pretty good safety. So that's a good start in the secondary. We'll see what the Lions do with their final 8 picks in this draft. That'll do it for now. I'm Dave Birkett, Freak.com.